Hey everybody, my name is Ragnon, and this is a quick overview of the newly Datamined Paladin Changes, possibly coming in Dragonflight. So, as of the time of recording this video, we don't have the official talent tree. This was just released maybe 58 minutes ago, right there. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things that might be staying, some of the changes. Again, all of this is just speculation. This is just data mined stuff, so any of this can change at any time. But they did find mini spells that have the requires Paladin tag, and we believe that that's going to be on the talent tree. So let's look at what we got. First of all, Covenant abilities that are staying by the looks of it are Divine Toll, which is awesome, and Vanquisher's Hammer. So Divine Toll, very iconic spell from this past expansion, and I'm really excited now as a Prot main to be keeping this. So, and then Vanquisher's Hammer. I've been doing a lot of Holy Pally recently, and it feels great. We'll see how many of the interactions stay. Obviously, the reason why it's so strong right now is because of all of the different interactions between the tier set and the double Lego, and there's just a lot of things that all add together for this perfect recipe of synergy with Vanquisher's Hammer. So we'll have to see how strong that still is and how much of that synergy stays. Some just general class talent that we have here is Consecration in Flame. Consecration lasts 1 second longer and its damage is increased by 15%. Seems like a pretty welcome addition for especially the things like Holy Pally, where most of their dungeon damage is, a big chunk of it comes from Consecration, so that's awesome. Golden Path heals you while you're standing in Consecration. That's still staying by the looks of it. Hallowed Ground, Consecration's damage is increased by 10%. I'm wondering if these are going to be stackable. Because being able to have 25% extra damage from Consecration seems very strong. We'll have to see if it's stackable or not. Improved Seraphim and Divine Toll. Cooldown of Seraphim is reduced by 5 seconds and Divine Toll by 15 seconds. This is probably going to be a nice addition, especially once we're not able to use Mechanicos and stuff for the reduced cooldown on Divine Toll. So seems like a welcome change. To get it down to comparable to what it is now. Seal of Reprisal. Your damaging holy power spending abilities deal 5% increased damage. Seems like mostly focused around Prot and Ret there. Seasoned Warhorse. Duration of a Divine Steed is increased by 2 seconds, which is welcome because we're going to be losing our conduits most likely. And we'll see how much of that stays over. Right now, we get like almost double duration from Divine Steeds. So, however we can increase that is going to feel good. Your Lay on Hands, Divine Shield, and Bop have a 20% reduced cooldown. So, I'll have to see if that's on top of the already existing cooldown or reduction or not. So, Bastion of Light. So, this is for Prot Pally. These are potential talents. Your next 3 Shields of the Righteous or Words of Glory cost no holy power. That seems like a pretty powerful cooldown. A little interesting, though. If you use 3 Shields of the Righteous back to back, there's a good chance you might be going over the cap, so maybe you'll weave between the two. I don't know. I'll have to see what that's... what this looks like in the talent tree and what you'd be losing by taking this, but certainly interesting. Enemies hit by Avenger's Shield deal 5% reduced damage to you for 10 seconds, max 3 stacks. So that's pretty nice damage reduction that's going to be thrown out and able to be kept up pretty frequently. Faith in the Light, casting Word of Glory grants you an additional 15% block chance for 5 seconds. Pretty nice. You'll see later there is a change to our free Word of Glory casts. We actually get to use them more frequently. There is also a change to Avenger's Shield that we'll talk about later. Shield of the Righteous grants 2% additional armor. That's from Faith's Armor. So, pretty nice. Extra armor is always good. Avenger's Shield deals 20% increased damage to its primary target. These two right here seem really interesting. So increased prior damage is nice, but this next one, Focused Enmity. Avenger's Shield deals 200% increased damage, but only strikes one target. This seems like a really welcome change for raiding on boss fights where you know that there's not going to be ads. You know, it's just pretty much exclusively single target. This seems like a really nice damage increase for Prot Pally for raiding. Gift of the Golden Valkyr. Each enemy hit by Avenger's Shield reduces the remaining cooldown of Guardian of the Ancient Kings by 1 second. So further reduced cooldown on Guardian of the Ancient Kings. We'll have to see what the talent tree looks like, but this might, if this is on top of your final trait that already reduces your duration or your cooldown on Ancient Kings and Wings. I'm forgetting what the name of that one is. It is Righteous Protector. If it stacks on top of Righteous Protector, or we get some kind of version of that, would be awesome. Light of the Titans. Word of Glory heals for an additional 105% of attack power over 15 seconds. So nice heal over time effect. With the amount of Word of Glory cast that it looks like we're going to be able to do with our reduced charges that we need in order to get free casts, it looks like that's going to be a big part of our sustain. Sanctuary. While in your consecration, your damage taken is reduced by an additional 5%. Again, a lot of these look strong, but we have to see that actual talent tree to see if this is on top of things that we're already getting, or if this is replacing things. So we'll just have to see. Soaring Shield. Avenger's Shield jumps to 2 additional targets. Strength of Conviction. While in your consecration, your Shield of the Righteous and Word of Glory have 10% increased damage and healing. So a lot of synergy with consecration. So you're dealing 10% increased damage with your Shield of the Righteous. And you potentially already have another, if these stack, 25% damage just from your consecration. That's a lot of extra damage that you're throwing out here from your talents. Tears Enforcer. Your Avenger's Shield is imbued with Holy Fire, causing it to deal 7% of attack power damage to all enemies within 5 yards. So it's just increased damage from your Avenger's Shield, hitting up to 5 targets. So pretty nice. All right, Ret Pally changes. Only one, so for right now. Seal of the Templar. While mounted on your charger, the ranges of Crusader Strike, Hammer of the Righteous, maybe Templar's Verdict, and Hammer of Justice are increased by 3 yards. So doesn't look like that's going to get a whole lot of use with the cooldown of your mount, but range is nice. Doesn't look super crazy though. Paladin changes in Dragonflight Alpha. So we got the these are the overall changes. These are pretty interesting. So for Prot, your shield no longer gives you holy power. That's a huge change. So that's going to really nerf our holy power generation for Prot Pally. But the trade-off is Shining Light. Every 3 Shields of the Righteous instead of 5 make your next Word of Glory free. So we're going to be getting a lot more Word of Glories. So it's very possible that we're going to struggle a bit more with our uptime on Shield of the Righteous once all this borrowed power is stripped away. But we're going to be using Word of Glory for a bit more for our sustain. I don't know. We'll have to see. Moments of Glory. So this used to reset the cooldown on Avenger's Shield. Your next 3 Avenger's Shields have no cooldown and deal 20% additional damage. Now, instead, it's going to be, for the next 15 seconds, Avenger's Shield damage is increased by 20%. It generates an Absorb Shield for an additional 50% of damage dealt, and its cooldown is reduced by 50%. Seems pretty cool. A lot of damage from shield here. And, if you can imagine that this trade up here to the one that adds some more bounces. Where's it at? Yeah, right here, Soaring Shield. If that stacks on top of our extra bounces that we already get from First Avenger, it's going to be a lot of bounces and a lot of extra damage. But again, it's not granting us holy power anymore, so pretty interesting. Righteous Protector. Each holy power spent reduces the remaining cooldown on Avenging Wrath and Guardian of Ancient Kings by 0.5 seconds. So it looks like this is a it's literally half as effective now. So this trait that is reducing the cooldown on our Avenging Wrath and Guardian of Ancient Kings, unfortunately, is nerfed heavily. So that means that we're not going to be getting our wings back quite as often. But there was that talent up here that reduced the cooldown on your Guardian of Ancient Kings. Right here. Each enemy hit by your Avenger's Shield reduces the remaining cooldown of Guardian of Ancient Kings by 1 second. So that means that this is nerfing your uptime on wings, this new change to Righteous Protector, but you are also getting additional cooldown reduction on Guardian of Ancient Kings from your Avenger's Shield. And that's for each enemy hit by Avenger's Shield. So let's say it's getting its bounces. You're reducing it by like 4 or 5 seconds for every single Avenger's Shield. So possibly our uptime or our cooldown on Guardian of Ancient Kings could be even shorter than it is right now, even with this nerf. I believe that is all that we have right now. Let's see, talent calculator. Yeah, these are the old ones. So that's all we have for right now. I'll try to put out a video once we actually have a confirmed talent tree for alpha, but that's what we're looking at right now for Paladin. So thanks for watching.